We have a huge group of speakers today. I'm so excited. We are on day 12. We are live. We got some great speakers today. We have both of them here, so they get to introduce themselves. But we were just talking about making things simpler as we were getting on this live stream together. And Abigail, what did you say?
You know what? I'm looking at Althea who can't hear. And I said, I don't remember what I said. Oh my gosh, the hub is about making moms' lives easier. I'm back, y'all. I'm back.
Althea, you can't hear. I have no idea why. You should be able to. You were just hearing us. I don't know what's going on. We are not muted. So let me know when you can hear. We'll start. But anyway, so we're talking about how do we make things easier, right? How do we get the things done that we need to get done? And sometimes it's not always about. It's just that perspective change and how to do things a little bit differently. We were talking about how we're going to give out these prizes to all the winners, right? And I just decided at the end of the festival, we are going to do a big prize announcement. We've been announcing it every day, but we're going to match the speakers with the prizes and the people and have a little bit of fun with it and really just try to create some new connections and really help each other do all of this. And that's what this is all about. How do we work together, support each other, and make our lives just a bit funner and easier? And we can do that when we do motherhood together. On that note, I'm going to turn over to Christine, because since Althea is still trying to figure it out, and you're going to tell us about your talk today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. This is something that is brand new to me. I have not done something like this before, so with all the nerves and jitters and stuff. So I'm Christine, and I am a transformational life coach, and I love helping overwhelmed lifetime caregiving moms to empower them to put the me back in mommy, guilt-free, while still nurturing their families.
And you are, I believe, I forgot what time you are today. You are at 3 p.m., I believe. Right?
Yes, it's 1 p.m. here Pacific time.
Yeah. So yeah, 1 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Pacific. And Althea, can you hear us? Yes, thumbs up. Can you talk? And let's see if you're able to tell us about your talk. Oh, she left to come back in. All right. So on that note, we're going to give her a moment to figure that out while she can tell us all about our talk. It is all about Feng Shui, and it will be at noon. And I'll just give you a little teaser to it that she really knows her stuff of how to bring in I learned what a bagua was from her, and it is so amazing how you can put that on top of a room and figure out what is the flow of the room, and she knows all of that stuff. So I'll leave it to her if she comes back to share it with us. But in the meantime, we do have a prize to give away from yesterday. Diane Vasquez, you got yesterday's prize, and off the top of my head, I forgot to put what the prize is on here. But again, we are going to do that post at the end, and we're going to say all the days and who the winners were and all that, and match you with the speakers who are giving you your prizes. And we're going to have a little bit of fun with it and have some interaction, because that is what this is about, is matching each other up and figuring out how we can support each other in motherhood. So in support of motherhood today, the question for today is, how do you encourage your child to keep going when they want to give up? Althea's back. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you now.
All right. Well, before we go into the question of the day, since we just announced it, tell us a little bit about Feng Shui, because I got you started, but I just give a little teaser.
Okay, yes, today I'm going to be...
She has to up her sound.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You could be louder.
Okay. I'll see what I can do here.
Go for it.
Just project.
Okay. Today I'm going to be talking about how to create a healing home with Feng Shui, how to set up your environment so that the energy is working for you rather than against you, so that you feel supported, held, especially during challenging times as a mom, because there are many. And, I think every mom deserves to have a space where you can walk into a palpable sense of calm and ease. and finding ways. There can be so many subtle ways that you can create shift in your home. So I'm going to be talking about that today.
And we are so excited for that. And so we're going to get back to the question of the day, which is how do you encourage your child to keep going when they want to give up? And anyone want to start with that one?
Well, I put it already into the post that you made. And what I said was by sharing a story with your child of when you really wanted to give up and didn't, right? Because, kids, well, as human beings, we're really wired for story. So I think when you give them example either of yourself or of somebody else that that really was up against something and didn't give up, but pushed through it and thrived, I think that's really inspiring for kids. So that's what I said. And that's what I think is important. Mm-hmm.
That's very important. A lot of times when I found when my kids were wanting to give up, it was because they were focusing on the lie that they could not do it. Right. And so I give them stories of my own when I was focusing on the lie and how my mom encouraged me to keep going. And I believe that it's always a perspective change. Usually I've found, because we're concentrating on the things we can't do. And when we do that, we see ourselves not being able to do it. So being able to shift that, to show them and help them get a picture of them accomplishing what it is they're doing or wanting to do, it really helps. Because I can't do anything if I can't see myself doing it. And the same with our children. If you can't see yourself doing it, you will never do it. And you're right, you can't do it. So which one do you want to do?
I was just going to add, one of the things that we do is I feel like you need to give something a fair shot. And so if they sign up for soccer for the season, I'm like, you need to, we've put that commitment in the front, you need to finish out the season. If you never want to do soccer again, it's fine. And that's happened. I coached both Bella and Lily's team for one season and they've never done it again. That's okay. But you need to give it that fair shot and that commitment to it, knowing we kind of put that up front. And then if for instance, we were just talking about Bella right now, who actually made state last night as a 12-year-old in the 200-yard breaststroke. So woohoo! And she's only 11. Yay. But she also decided she had made it to state last season and decided that she also wanted to take spring off. Normally we just take summer off. And I was just like, well, if she doesn't want to commit to that right now or where she's at and she feels like she needs it, next thing you know, she was doing cross country and swim on her own accord because she was ready for it and her body told her she needed that break. So I think it's that combination of figuring out whether they're giving up or they're needing the break or what they need. Because if I feel like they've given something a fair shot and feel like they need a break or they need to switch gears, that's the time to do it. But when they commit to something, so I'm like, you're signing up for both seasons right now. You're committing to that time period. Then you can reassess at the end of that season and see where you want to go from there. And I think that really helps with not giving up. Is you now made that commitment to that team, to whoever you committed to. And I try to uphold that as well as a role model for them and things that I'm doing. And so that's where I have Christina or Althea. You want to share with us?
Sure. I probably would have said a lot of what you already said, but something that I often do with my son is usually I validate his feeling of frustration before I go into. I totally understand. I totally get why you want to be good at this right now. You want to feel amazing at this right now. And then I'll often go into a story of either me as a child or me as an adult because I get that feeling of frustration now. I feel that on a daily basis, and I kind of remember those feelings are part of every life. And then just, also talk about, well, what do I ask questions? I say, what do you think would happen if I stopped doing something that was frustrating in the moment, but it was something I really wanted to do? What do you think would happen? So I try to get him to think about it, from what's going on in my life too, so that he can start answering some of those questions before I tell him – anything else.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add, Christine?
Yeah, having neurodiversity with both of my children, I learned a lot of different ways to engage them in that conversation. And like we would play the game sort of what Althea was saying, like, okay, so let's play that out. What would it look like to give up? What is going on that has you feeling that way? Because maybe they actually really do have a legitimate reason that this is not something that they have the capacity for right now. And if that's the case, what is the cost of pushing through it? Because maybe they actually do need to withdraw. Or it could also be something like, yeah, I'm feeling frustrated because I'm not good at it right now. Well, what are some ways that you could get better at it? And what are some things that we can do to help you? And then those are the things that I share from my own life, whether it was from something from the past, maybe something that I'm going through right now in the moment, but to really play that through and what would happen, if you did give up, because maybe the giving up is the act of the self-love and care that they really need in that moment. Or it also might be learning how to love yourself when you're not as good as you wanted to be in that moment.
I love that so much. I'm taking all that in. And that's what I love about these conversations we have in the morning before and just really bringing forth. And I invite all of you moms in there to go into the Facebook group and share your answers to this question as well. And let's keep that conversation going because, again, we're helping each other have those little perspective changes and going, well, what is going to work for my kids? What's going to work for my family? And not even kids. I should take that off for this kid because what works for one of your kids might not work for the other one. So it's really you as a detective figuring out from these ideas that we're throwing out there, what really resonates with me right now that I can implement with my family to make my life easier, fun, more joyful. And when we're doing motherhood together, I really think that really brings it together. And I love the smiling faces we have together today because that's really what this is about, having these conversations, uplifting each other and going, you're doing it, mama, because I know each one of you are, and we're here to support that. And we'll all see you inside the Facebook group. Bye, everyone.
Bye.